Hello, welcome. I'm Tauni at Yoga 413, and today's Power Vinyasa Flow class is going to be a slow, strong practice. You're going to be given plenty of time to explore some different variations in these poses, and as always, I encourage you to make the practice your own. So when you're ready, let's get started. We're going to begin in child's pose. Taking the knees wide, feet connected, lower to the mat. Gently close your eyes. Begin to draw your attention to your body and your breath. Begin to lengthen both your inhale and your exhale. Choosing to arrive mentally on your mat. Letting go of anything that might be on your mind today. And choosing to honor this time for yourself. Begin to extend your arms forward into extended child's pose. Drawing more length into the arms and into the back. Gently press into the hands, all the way to the fingertips. Begin to walk your hands back, coming into a kneeling position. Legs together, drop your hips to your heels. Lengthen the spine, arms over your head. Taking that left arm down and stretch through the right side body. Lifting back up. Exhale to that lateral stretch on the other side. Extending the arms over the head. Press your palms together, bend the elbows. Take that prayer position down into the shoulder blades as you begin to open up the triceps. Reaching your arms back up, take your hands to the mat, tuck the toes underneath you, and drop your hips back to your heels. This time, sweep your arms behind you, grab onto your elbows, and start to turn your gaze upward. So we're gently opening the chest, the front of the shoulders. And yes, getting into a stretch here for their feet. Releasing, take your hands to the mat for balance. We're going to come back into a crouched position, placing the belly on the thighs. Begin to straighten the legs, feet hip distance apart, coming into ragdoll pose. Cradling those elbows, start to sway. Coming to the center, hands to shins, half lift, gaze forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach up, high mountain pose. Binding your hands together, thumbs crossed, index fingers up, lean it over to that left side. Lifting, exhale to the other side. Coming up, let's move into a chest expansion, this time binding your hands Open, and again, start to turn your gaze up, lift your chest. Releasing from your bind, arms over your head. Swan dive, forward fold. Walk out to a high plank, bringing your shoulders over your wrist. Always trying to maintain that steady breath. Shift forward on your toes, bending the elbows, lower your body to the mat. Lift into cobra. Find a nice opening here, shoulders down your back. Releasing to the mat, press up to downward facing dog. So let's pedal out our feet. Really opening down the back of the legs. And then find yourself in downward facing dog. Hips lifted. Looking forward, step to the top of your mat. Lengthen to your half lift. Forward fold. Inhale, rise up strong. Bringing the hands to your heart center. Flowing through our sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and fold. Half lift and fold. Stepping to high plank. Shift forward on your toes, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Flipping your feet over, upward facing dog. Exhaling to down dog. Looking forward, step to the top of your mat and lengthen your back to your half lift. Forward fold. Inhale, reaching up. Bring your hands to the heart center. Breathe in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, forward fold. Stepping back, high plank. Shift chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Lifting to down dog. So we are building heat in your body. Finding that rhythm of your breath. Last time through, stepping or floating the feet forward, lengthen your back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reaching up, high mountain pose. Hands to the heart center. Again, breathe in, reach up. Exhale and fold. Half lift and fold. Stepping to high plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. One more breath. Inhaling, feet forward to the hands. Forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Hands to the heart center. Taking your left foot back lightly onto the mat. Moving into warrior 3, leaning forward, keeping your hips square. As we hold, begin to experiment with reaching the arms over the head, bringing your biceps by your ears. Remain in warrior 3. Experiment with adding a bind, sweeping the arms back, either to your sides or binding your hands for bound warrior 3. Begin to transition to high lunge. Be sure your front knee is over your ankle, shoulders over hips, finding your strength, binding your hands, adding crescent. Begin to walk your eyes up to the ceiling, to the sky, chest lifted. Lead with your eyes, with your drishti. Begin to lean forward. Press your palms together into a prayer. Draw them into your heart, twisting warrior lunge. On your next inhale, rising up, drop to Skandasana, that lateral lunge to the back of your mat, bending into the left leg. A lot of variation as we come into this pose that you could take. Today we're going to add an eagle arm, right arm underneath left. Releasing, pivot to the back of your mat. Coming into this low lunge. Transitioning to side plank, left foot steps back, stack on top of the right. Coming into your side plank with the variation of tree, or maybe extending the leg all the way up. Taking that hand to the mat, transitioning to fallen triangle. Left leg extends out, either resting onto the floor or lifted position. Releasing, left leg kicks up high. One leg dog, bend that knee, open up your hip. Stay, or flipping into wild thing. Eyes to the mat, one leg dog. Extend. Then bending that knee, stepping the foot between the hands. Transition to standing split, lifting that right leg up. And then maybe one or both hands around the shin. Take your hands to the mat, bend both knees, come into this crouched position. So you can stay or kick through to big toe balance, keeping the hands connected to the mat or bringing them up to your heart. Release, bringing the feet together. You're back into that crouched position. Lift into balancing chair. Beautiful job lifting up. Exhale and fold. Half lift, lengthen. Step or float back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Take a moment here. Begin to look forward, step or float, feet to hands. Forward fold. Inhale, rising up, high mountain. Hands to the heart center. Right foot taps back. Warrior 3. Arms to your sides to begin. Find balance. Begin to explore, reaching the arms over the head, biceps by ears. Staying or sweeping them back behind you, adding a bind. Begin your transition to high lunge. Again, take your time. I just lost my balance. Breathe. Find that strength and stability in your low body. The arms continue to reach up. Staying or adding your crescent, adding that bind, and begin to lift your heart up, eyes to the ceiling. Lead with the eyes to come forward into a diagonal position. Again, feel your strength. Begin to press the palms together, twisting prayer. Hooking that right elbow outside of the knee. Begin to lift, bend into that right knee, skandasana pose. Adding eagle arms, left under right. Practice patience, you're doing beautifully. Taking the hands down, pivot back to the front of your mat. Low lunge. Right foot steps back, side plank. Pick your variation. Tree, or maybe extending the leg up. Bringing that right hand to the mat, rolling over to that right side, fallen triangle. Practice patience, maintain that nice steady breath. Having you hold these about 5 breaths. Good, lift it back up, one leg dog. Bend that knee, opening up your hip. Stay or going on into wild thing. Pressing the hips up. Hand to the mat, one leg dog. Find that balance, extend that leg. Bringing that knee down through the chest to step the foot forward. Transition, standing split. Begin to crouch down, bringing your knees together. Make your choice to stay or to kick through to big toe balance. Bringing the feet down and together, heels lifted. Balancing chair, lift up, hips away from the heels. Breathe. Release, reach up, high mountain. Exhale and fold. Lengthen the back. Step back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Breathe, check in. Begin to look forward and step or float the feet to the outsides of the hands into a yogi squat. Elbows to the inner thighs. Back straight. Staying here or hands to the mat. Practicing crow pose if it's in your practice. Eyes forward. Knees up onto the triceps. Slowly coming out of your pose. Meet me in boat pose, taking the hips down to the mat. Find balance, shoulders down your back, back straight. As we hold, maybe try the variation of reaching the arms over the head and extending the legs. Hold, breathe. Moving into low boat, continue to lengthen, reaching the arms over the head, or maybe you brought them to your sides. Hold. Beautiful. Hug the knees into the chest. You guys are doing great. You are strong. Tell yourself that. You're doing beautifully. Take the feet to the mat. Lift your hips into a bridge pose. Again, maybe adding your bind or grabbing your elbows. Dropping the hips back down. Reclining butterfly. Lifting the knees back up. Bridge or wheel. So if wheel is not in your practice or you're just not feeling it today, lift back up into your bridge pose. For wheel, hands up to the ears, and maybe you stay here, just working on getting your hands down and elbows up. Press up. Coming out of your pose, knees to chest. So moving into happy baby, lifting ankles over knees. Try to press your entire spine down into the mat. Releasing. We're going to cross right ankle over left knee. Be sure and flex that right foot. Then grab behind the left thigh or up into the left shin. We're going to keep that left ankle connected right above that knee, but take your arms into goalpost and start to drop into a twist, taking that right foot to the floor. Coming back, knees to chest, hands to shins. Little massage here for your back, rocking side to side. Crossing left heel above right knee, reach through or up to the shin. Moving into the twist, keeping that ankle connected to the knee, dropping that foot to the floor. Arms wide into your goalpost. Coming back to your back, extend the legs up for waterfall pose, arms to your sides. So you are always welcome to stay right here in this inversion. If shoulder stand is in your practice, you're welcome to go on up into that shoulder stand. I just encourage you that if you do that, just be sure that you don't move your head around, that the eyes stay up to the ceiling, regardless of what pose you are in. So make your choice. We're going to start to lower into fish pose, extending your legs out, hands underneath your hips, bend the elbows, tilting your head back onto the mat. Coming out of your pose, back of the head finds the mat. Let's hug the knees into the chest one last time. Circle your ankles. And then switch direction. Bringing the feet to the edges of your mat, knees bent, arms wide. Let's do a final release here for your spine, dropping the knees right and left. Then moving into our final resting pose of Shavasana. Legs extended, arms at your sides, the palms facing up. Softly close your eyes, letting go of any remaining tension you might have in your body. And I'll be back with you in just a moment. Begin to awaken the body with some deep breaths and gentle movement. Then begin to bend your knees, roll to your side into a resting fetal position. Acknowledging gratitude for our bodies and our time on the mat. And anything else that you are thankful for, I encourage you to bring that into your thoughts. And then help yourself up to have a seat. You did beautifully. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Let's bring our hands to our hearts, and from my heart to yours, namaste. Thanks again, and I hope you have a blessed day.